What's something you can't tell your parents? That I have major financial issues and am worried about the next month's rent. It would stress them out and I don't want that to happen. I know where you're coming from. I have a massive amount of credit card debt because of bad spending habits mixed with COVID and depression, as well as several medical bills. I can't tell my parents, because they make enough to be able to help me, but I would feel like I failed at being an adult if I didn't deal with it myself. I used to nick mom's pot when I was in high school. I'm sure if I told her she'd laugh, but my stepfather got the blame at the time. Are you smoking before work? The stash is getting kind of light, and that man has a long memory. Of course he has a long memory, he didn't have nearly enough pot. If the pot was missing, and he didn't take it, he probably knows who did. My girlfriend and I won't be having a wedding. Sure, we'll be going to the Justice of the Peace and having a small reception, but my mom doesn't understand the concept of not having a wedding. I absolutely cannot tell her flat out no, you're not going to be getting a wedding out of your only child. Make use of the current times, quarantine is the perfect excuse not to have a bashing wedding party. Did this with my husband and didn't regret it at all. We told no one we were doing it. Called my mom after it was officiated and she was just happy we were married. We were both wearing jeans and a hoodie, got pizza at the local place across the street afterwards and called it a day. ETA, I'm also an only child lol. I am incredibly depressed and have been diagnosed as an adult as having autism. It explains so much about my life including my conflict with my parents, but I have gotten so good at pretending to be a functioning person. I can't reopen any wounds with them. It would destroy them. That I'm not mad at them and I love them despite not talking to them for 10 years. Send them a Christmas card, with exactly that statement. Everything as they are both dead. Mind you, I am 65. Does coping with the loss of them ever get better? Easier? Sorry if I'm overstepping. Ever since I could remember I've been extremely depressed. I was younger I made a promise to myself if my life didn't get better by the time I'm 23 I would end it. Right now minus the COVID life pretty alright and since I didn't plan to make it this far. I'm not sure where I want to end up, but it's okay. I'm going the right way. I'm glad that you're still here to whatever extent a stranger on the internet with a similar past can offer. I don't really have any desire or goals to do anything. The only reason I'm even in school is to put off having to work for the rest of my life because I don't think I can do it. Hey, I felt similar. More appropriately I thought about going back after I graduated because of the few jobs I had, none felt sustainable. For every month of work I did I felt like I needed a week of vacation. I'm doing far better now, and really it came down to figuring out what I really enjoyed personally. I always played video games for all of my spare time. I still love video games, but often it was just to fill the time. I found a few activities I like doing, and I found a job that is more doing what I love. School is great if it gets you where you need to be, and I was lucky enough to have that happen despite now having a career only barely related to my degree. But figure out what you actually want to do, because if holding a job for your degree seems impossible, find the degree that it won't be impossible for, even if it pays a little less. It's great that you are in school. I feel the same way but can't even do school. I can't tell my parents how difficult they have made my life by neglecting me emotionally as a child. It used to be a bit of a meme that daddy never hugged me. Well, like that, but to such an extreme degree that it actually qualifies as damaging. Ditto. Dad thought working as much as possible made a good dad, like his dad did to him. Now that I'm 23 and distant because I moved away from work, he tells me he regrets not taking more time off and doing more things with us. He's a good guy, and he meant well, he just didn't know any better I guess. He does now though, and I don't have the heart to tell him that my emotionally distant mother and him never being around basically stunted being able to feel emotions correctly. But I won't tell him that since he is trying the best he can. I feel this. emotionally neglected and starved. You want affection but don't know how to get it now, and any you do get feels awkward and foreign. But my self-deprecating humor is on point, so I got that going for me. That the guy they tried, and failed, to get away from me in a party sexually assaulted me while I was blackout drunk. So many WTFs in one statement. I'm so sorry to hear that. Similarly, I could never bring myself to tell either of my parents that I was sexually assaulted when I started university. It would crush them, even if it was over 10 years ago now. That most of the time when I'm joking about something I was serious, but when I saw how you reacted I took it back and said just kidding. Yes, I really want to raise livestock. Yes, I said llama and alpacas. Also, I was serious about the yarn thing too. Edit, I just want you guys to know that this actually motivated me to ask my parents why it was so crazy for me to have this dream. Also kinda ashamed I had to Google what cottagecore was. I really am a 60-year-old in a 20-something body. You call it cottagecore, I call it summer at grandma's. No really toe, I was dressed more like Huckleberry Finn and less Laura Ingalls, but same thing. My wife and I raise alpacas. We have an actual yarn factory. If you can dream it, you can do it. Edit, alpaca tax. That's Helen. She's great. Go for it. That lifestyle is awesome from what I can tell. I don't know where you are from, but if it is necessary to move, just go for it. You only live once. I know that she's $500,000 in debt and does meth. That's rough, buddy. How do you get $500,000 in debt, unless you are counting a mortgage on a house? My unstable mental health, I don't think they'd understand. I didn't think my mum would understand either. Funny thing was, she was the one to seek professional help first. It was the best thing she ever did with her life. We now talk every week, both her and I. I hope you get the opportunity to talk to them soon, friend. That I was molested as a child by a stranger in kindergarten. I always feel like I don't want my parents to think they failed me cause they did a great job parenting. I've never told anyone and this is the first time writing it into words. Edit, thank you to everyone who shared their stories and left kind words. It truly means a lot and is beautiful to see. This hits close to home. I had this once when I was a child, but only told that he was a strange guy. My parents are amazing, but I would be heartbroken if they knew and maybe they would think they failed. Good luck to you and may everything be well. Talking to someone, even on the internet, is often a good way to heal. I hope posting this helps even a little bit. I kick the fallen ice under the fridge. Edit, thanks for the metal. I'm glad to see I'm not the only one. Don't worry about it, by the next day it's already water under the fridge. You monster. Back in high school I wasn't as good as they thought I was. I just never got caught doing the bad shit that I did. I'm the opposite. My parents always suspected I was doing something I shouldn't have been doing, but they were wrong almost every time. They still found ways to get me in trouble even though I didn't do what they were accusing me of doing. Same. We've all got secrets we'd rather not share with anyone. Not even family. That I don't see a future for myself. They deserve better than to think they failed me, but I'm beginning to suspect they already think that. I felt similar in my mid-20s. Working dead-end jobs to make ends meet and figured my parents would feel like it was somehow their fault that I wasted the opportunities they gave me. Things can turn around in the blink of an eye. 10 years on and I never thought I would be where I am, financially or otherwise. Things may not look bright now, but you never know what the future holds, and I'm sure your parents are proud regardless. Took the words out of my mouth. I think I have failed them too. They are a pretty shit example of how you should live your life as an adult. They haven't done anything particularly bad, but just how they deal with finances and emotions and everything, it's unhealthy and not planned ahead the slightest, and they suffer a lot because of it. Damn bro, this hit me so hard. They try their best and they love me, but it's just that. They aren't the greatest example of how to do it in this life, and the way they handle their emotions and finances hurts me. Fuck, this is relatable. My parents aren't horrible people, but it seems like they aren't the type of people who should be parents, and I've been feeling guilty for thinking like this. How scared I am to have brain surgery in a few months, and how angry I am this has happened to me. I know how stressed and worried they are already, and I don't want to add to it. I personally know how terrifying it can be. Had a tumor removed plus cranioplasty, but honestly there is a light at the end of the tunnel. The physical pain is minimal to non-existent, afterwards you will be back stronger. A word of caution, despite family and friends all showing great support and doing their best to understand, getting in contact with tumor charities and other brain organizations I found to be a godsend. Other people sharing their experiences and offering advice having been through the same thing was vital. Good luck with the surgery. If you have any questions or need some advice, give me a shout. Smile. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.